Hey guys, Merry Christmas. I'm Everlast. If you don't know me, I've peaked over 600 LP with playing mostly Vi on EOS. Right now, I'm currently 300 LP Master. We're trying to get that push for Grandmaster. That would be really sick. But in today's video, I want to teach you how I kind of approach the game. Where do I path roam? I've been getting a lot of questions. Where do I start? Where do I end up? What kind of objectives is better? Is Drake better? Is Scrubs better? Do you start blue buff? Do you start red buff? How do you approach the fights? How do you play them against different sort of champions? What do you build in this scenario? Do you need Black Cleaver? Do you go for Southern Sky? What about Trinity Force? So I'm gonna take you through all my how I approach the game, my thought process during the game. So let's just dive right in and we'll see.
Still tired of doing nothing, pretty boy?
Let's get to work.
All right, here we go live, guys. Let's see. Every team has first pick. Normally, I prefer to pick a little bit later on by, but laners tend to want to give jungle earlier picks. We'll see. I'm gonna hover Vice. They don't ban it. I'm not gonna make up my mind about runes, about builds quite yet. I'm gonna see a little bit what my team wants to play. I got a few different sort of bans when I'm playing. One of them is Elise, Wukong, Viego, but also Lulu. So whoever I ban kind of depends on, like, I like to ban all of those, and if one of them are picked quite a lot in my games, I tend to ban that champion which has the high pick rate, because that becomes the most scary. But also I will take a look at my team. What is going to be good against my team? Here I actually think Viego is pretty good. We're quite tanky, so his Bork is going to do a lot of damage. His resets are really good here. So if I haven't made up my mind about who to ban quite yet, I tend to wait, see if some of my teammates are really bad into certain champs, and then we get extra value from that ban. I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. So if I see I have another assassin in my team, maybe I have LeBlanc or a Zed, for example, in the mid lane, maybe I'll ban Lulu, because I don't like playing as Lulu as Vi either. So that way we get some extra value from that ban. So let's see. Looks like we have a pretty decent comp with a lot of damage, actually. Playing as Warwick, that's also a viable ban, by the way. I forgot about him. So in this game, I will be playing a little bit lower elo, because I want to give you guys a more relatable representation of what your games look like. You guys have been requesting this. We're playing flex games, so I'm probably going to tag like Emerald elo. So I think that's going to be very good. It's also going to be easier for me to explain my thought process while we're playing. So Warwick, not a great matchup for us, but we can kite him out pretty well. We need to play really slow. We can't just end up in an all-in fight here. Corki is a better matchup than Vayne. I really hope it's going to be Corki. He usually is quite free for us. He is a really strong champion at the moment, but it's quite hard playing against. There we have the Lulu, which is not great. That pretty much rules out playing Assassin Vi. And Tristana is also not one of the easier matchups. We need to be careful about just pressing ult on her immediately, because she can so easily buffer it with her W. So if she initiates the jump, when she's getting grabbed, she's actually just going to jump away from you. The stun will go through, but you're not able to follow up. So she will create that distance. So runes here, we are a bit countered. Therefore, I tend to go a less aggressive build, because we don't have many great ult opportunities. I do think Ultimate Hunter is a really good rune with Sun Impact, also really good on Vi. But here, we're going to go Shield Bash and Revitalize, because none of them are like quite easy to pick. We're also going to go attack speed, adaptive force, and flat health. I do prefer flat health, because it makes your clear speed a lot better in the early game. It makes you more healthy, and Vi's pretty vulnerable actually on the first clear, because you get kind of low because you don't have passive on the first buff. So that way you're able to save some HP. You're clearing quite a few seconds faster, which is really important. You're also going to be tankier in that early level 3 fight or level 4 fight. You're going to be tankier than if you have scaling health. I do think the difference makes this makes a pretty little difference later into the game, but in the early game it can save you from one auto attack. It can save you 3-4 seconds on the first clear, which means you're going to be able to be there. Not the easiest matchups all around here. I do think our team comp is pretty good. So let's see kind of what the... So we're going to be playing some Emerald Diamond Elo here. I think that's going to be a good way for you guys to see. We're playing as Teemo. It's actually not an easy matchup. especially in the 1v1. In the team fight, you're pretty good because he's quite vulnerable, and is in a 3v3 because you can ult him and CC him pretty reliably. But in the 1v1, he's got that blind, which makes it pretty hard to fight him actually. We might have to wait for it. The thing is, one thing that you can do is that you can try to save your kind of spells, your ultimate and your Q for when he's blinding you, so that you don't waste a bunch of auto attacks. There's no point ordering, just use spells, save your autos, because you don't even stack up W procs while you're blinded. So here, I also really like the Moss Stomper Seedling against Teemo, because it does it so that you can walk over those shrooms in the mid game and you're going to be able to tank them, and that's pretty nice. And overall here, it looks like pretty brawlery team comp on both parts here, so therefore I really like the green. It's also synergized as well with Shield Bash, which is amazing. So here, I think you can argue for pathing both every direction here, but I will path bot lane. It's a little bit more snowbally and a little bit more reliable. Enemy might have push, but I don't care. We can still play for the ganks. We got better ganks than Teemo in the early game. A little bit worse in 1v1, so we need to be careful about the river early. So try to prepare yourself before the game begins, like kind of priming yourself with what is going to be your role in the game. So here I'm making a plan to play for bot lane. Enemy team will have push. I need to be careful in river. These are the kind of things I tell myself before the game starts, so that I'm kind of reminded and I'm primed for knowing what to do if stuff happens. If I'm coming in completely blind, it's easier to just fall into habits and make some mistakes. In team fights, a job will probably be just to kind of go on the easiest target. We got multiple targets. There's probably not going to be Tristana. I think going on the Teemo or going on the Vex is probably, or maybe even Lulu might be the best option here. We got a great engage. If not, if we had better range, I would probably just like play to protect the bot side, a backline actually, because if I dive too deep on the Tristana, she jumps away, she gets Lulu ult. I'm going to be pulled very far into the enemy backline. I'm probably going to end up being alone there, so probably want my Maokai to start fights and then wait a bit and then maybe go on the Vex or the Vex, Teemo or Lulu, because they don't have any escape. But it will all depend on the team fight. That's kind of what I'm thinking ahead of time, so I'm a little bit prepared for it in my mind. Here, we're just going to clear normally. We got some nice wards in the enemy jungles. We're going to pay attention to those. Make sure you look at your lanes. It's super important. It's going to allow you to find so many more opportunities than you think. Just leaving here, so we need to be a little bit careful. We can also use the minimap to get some information. We're able to pick up those. They know where I am. That's okay. So we see this is pushed in. This is going to bounce. We're not going to be able to attack this lane before it bounces. That's okay. That means we might apply for Scudder Crab. So there's always a benefit to every scenario, and you just have to think about it. We didn't see Teemo pass here. That makes me think that he started on the red buff. Yeah, Monka flashed. They're pretty poked out. So, she's going in, so we need to pay attention. Maybe we can pick something up here. That's just a free kill. So, if I don't pay attention there, I might not get that kill, and she's out, and your whole lane is gonna be pissed at you. So, always pay attention. Maybe I could have moved over a little bit earlier. I'm gonna smite this to be a little bit quicker, because we use some time moving. A blue buff reset it, but don't be afraid to abort your camp. Don't do it if it's a 50-50, but there it's like 100% I'm going to be able to help out, or at least there's a very, very big chance, so it's worth the risk. Just going to move into river here. Teemo's not here, so I'm going to ping the top side. This is very important. Help out your team. That's part of your job. Figure out where the enemy jungler is. He's most likely on the top side. X looks gankable here. She's pushed up. She got a nice freeze, and the Blanc is actually a really good champion to gank for. She got some great setup. Teemo is 100% in that push, so we knew that, right? So I'm just gonna reset. She know that I tried to get in there. If we chase into this push, Teemo's gonna turn it, and it might be a bad outcome for us. There's no need to overforce. So I'm gonna wait for my boots, because we're gonna be able to save that time. with the extra move speed. Q out of base, use your Qs to move around the map. It's really important. So, decent start here, 1 kill, triple longsword. So I'm going to be building Sunder Sky here. The enemy team got a lot of CC, which is pretty frustrating. So I'm not going to be able to utilize my Trinity Force here. Also, 1v1 in the Teemo, having the extra attack speed and the Sheen procs is probably not going to do a whole lot because I'm going to be blinded, I'm going to be CC'd, they're going to be jumping away. So here, definitely Sunder Sky is the best choice in my opinion. Second item, we're going to see, kind of adapt to the game. It might be Sterak's because of all that CC. I'm not a huge fan of Sterak's second item, but sometimes it has a lot of value. And it looks like a team who's quite squishy, right? So they're probably not going to build a lot of armor, so Black Cleaver might have less value. So, botlane keeps getting pushed in. We do got Bio on the top side, which is very nice. Spot out Teemo. I'm going to try to pay attention to where he's going. So he's going back to top side. I actually want to contest this. Ganking bot here looks a bit unlikely. Barca is too low to help me out. Don got a great escape. So I'm actually going to turn around and go back to top side and contest Teemo. Because we got Bio with Ken. He has ultimate. If he gets ganked, he might die here. But if I'm here, we 100% win this fight. Because Warwick can poke down and then we can play for the grubs after. I do prefer grubs over the first dragon. Hextech Drake is really good. So I'm actually just going to start this because I see if Teemo is ganking top. And I do have Riot, so I'm just going to be ready to move. If Teemo comes, I'm just going to wait a bit. Wait for my Ken to come over. Don't instantly just like go to fight him. Because he might do some HP. I'm going to smite this. And then get out. If I can. Flash. I'm actually just dead there. It was a really nice ultimate by Vex. That was my bad. I could have probably moved over here. Played it a little bit more safe. I thought I could just walk out. That's bad for me, right? I'm not paying well enough attention where they are. Teemo is still on top side. I know that his red buff is gonna spawn soon. We might be able to just like rush the Drake or his red buff. He's still on the top side. So here, I'm not gonna waste any time. Mid might be gankable, then that is worth it, but we'll see. I'm coming. I'm gonna wait for a fear. Here it is. Nice, then we can get the kill. I'm gonna move out. He took grubs right now, so I'm gonna take grub off. Not waste any time. There's always a weakness. I made a mistake there on the grubs. Died. But we see Teemo, what he's doing. How can I punish? Don't just fall back to your camps. What can you do? He's getting the grubs. That sucked for us. But what can you get on the map? Here. Just gonna walk out. They're moving over. This is fine. So I'm actually gonna cross map here. Get into my top side. Because this is the only way he could invade, right? And punish this. He actually didn't do that. Dude, it was actually right behind him there. This is surprising. That's fine. So, I don't think he will be able to do it to Drake, actually. Oh, the enemy team really wants us, don't they? Teemo is kinda taking this solo. He's taking a lot of damage. So, you have to adapt. Like, I'm making plans, but if the enemy team reacts in a certain way, you just like can't be too stubborn about it. It's okay to give up a camp and lose a little bit of tempo because the enemy team does it as well, right? I mean, come here, maybe we can do something. Nice. I have rub off, but I don't think it matters. This Vex is too strong right now. I'm gonna take this forward. Just got Sweeper. Dragon here is really bait because Teemo is already up. If I go for the Drake here, he can immediately rush it. And then I'm in big trouble because then I haven't reset it. Tristana and Teemo will come back. And if I get bullied off it, maybe they just get at least Dragon here. And even if they do go straight to Drake and takes it, I'm going to be getting a lot of camps. This first Dragon is not that good if you have a lot of camps up, if there's a lot on the map. If you get a full clear into a Dragon, of course, getting a Dragon is very nice. But it's not worth to do it in your whole jungle, falling behind in XP early game, because then you're gonna keep getting bullied, keep getting invaded if you fall behind in that way. So you got a first item, you're gonna reset, so I'm back. I'm gonna be very strong here. There's Timo. Most likely they won't be able to just like start it either, because they don't know where I am. That's also a big part of it. If you take Drake, you give him information, I let him know that I'm on the bot side, so now he's gonna invade my top side. This is kind of, you make yourself weak in that they know where you are. You don't even need to plant there. Careful about the fear from Warwick. I'm just gonna wait for Ken. I hope that he comes. He should. There he is. I'm gonna ult Timo. Hopefully we can press him down. Wait for my passive. Didn't get passive there, which was kind of strange. The Blanco smoothed away, but this is the kind of thing that happens. But overall, it worked out. I just had to play it slow there. Wait for the Ken. Like he didn't respond as quickly as possible there, but that's fine. That's gonna happen. Bot lane is struggling a little bit. It's okay. You grub spawning in 30 seconds, so I'm gonna go top. Ken is very strong. Warwick used his ultimate. He doesn't have TP, so maybe we can pick up some grubs. That would be very nice. It's gonna be pretty hard to play this first dragon because enemy bot lane is so strong. I'm gonna use one of my smites here because I'm sitting on 2 smites. So you're just like saving time. Don't sit on 2 smites for too long unless there's a big reason to. Here, maybe we can get level 8 and we can try to. I'm gonna ping the grubs. Let my team know that I want to play for it. I saw the Lulu recall, so in about 30 seconds, I need to know that she could potentially get here. So I'm just gonna not use my Q because I need an escape. There's Warwick. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna pick my team to help because I would like to fight this because that Ken is really strong. Nice. Save your Q very often for the Warwick, either your Q or your ultimate, so that you can interrupt this ultimate. I'm gonna save the last smite because we able to secure this. Okay. Beautiful. Don't be afraid to move off it though. Oh, he did get it, but that's worth. We're getting 2 kills in return. We can maybe even get him too. My team is too far away. It's close. It's very close.
This whole world is broken.
Hawkeye's here. Nice. That's extremely big. I'm just gonna go on the Warwick here, so I can't go on my Maokai. I would love if Ken moved over. Kind of blind. Fine. Do you think we kill him still? Nice. Okay. Oh, this is a whole mess. I'm dead. Should have went over here. Maybe just flashed out. Didn't expect the Tristana there. I should have. Maybe. But overall, this worked out pretty well. So now the enemy bot lane is on top lane. That's okay, because now we can play for the Drake, because the enemy bot lane are the strongest, right? So I shouldn't play into them. If you play into their strongest point, you're gonna be in trouble. So initially my game plan was to play for bot lane. It didn't work out that way. They were kind of losing. If they're ahead, we can really force with a lot of CC with that Maokai. But now we're gonna play towards our strength, which is Ken, LeBlanc and me. So now the enemy bot lane will get some plates on top lane, but always think about what can you get while they're doing this. And Dragon is now a little bit stronger for us. Might be a bit hard to play it though. Oh, this Vex is really annoying. I think we could potentially play this. Maybe not. Definitely not. Close. That team blind is really annoying. You can got a double kill on top lane though, which is insane. It's okay. So we'll just make sure we get what we can. We got 3 grubs. I think we're scaling pretty good. Timo is quite strong and annoying, but that's okay. We have a really good strong team fight, so if we group, they're actually quite squishy. They don't have a big front line. And having a big front line in team fights is very important, so these smaller fights is going to be beneficial for us, so we just need to think about what is our strength in this game, and that's the big team fights. We probably want to scale a little bit, maybe find some picks together with Ken. And try to fight with him, because he's really strong, right? And then he can bridge us into the mid and late game, so we can get those big team fights. That's, I think, going to be our best chance of winning this game.
Even the ones who think they're held.
So, mind yourself, because if not, I need to tell these things to myself. If not, it's easy to get distracted. You see a bunch of fights, you see a bot lane fighting, you go there, you end up playing towards your weakness, and then you end up losing the game because you're just distracted. That's really not good.
At least this place is nicer than Stillwater.
So, I will play closely to him. That's why I take away my bot camps first, and then I can play around the cannon. Okay, nice. He got a kill. So, since he's so strong, that's why he's able to almost kill the Warwick too. So like, Ken did most of the job there, but I'm on the right side of the map. Therefore, it works in our favor because we play around the strong guy. Because if I'm not here, it's 1-for-1, and that's good for them, guys, right? Because they took out the strongest player. Maybe Timo comes in later, he can take the Herald because Ken is dead. This kind of thing. So even though I'm not doing it, you have to let your team carry and be able to facilitate them. That's really important as a jungler. This game is going to be pretty hard for me to like carry by myself, because it's a very hard game for me to play. But it's actually quite countered here. You need to enable your team in the best way you can. Very important. That's why I'm going to go for the Sterax, because I'm more of a setup in this game and engage a front line and set up the cannon, Vayne, and LeBlanc so they can dish out the damage. I don't need to. So me and Maokai are just going to bind them up, and then they can bring the damage. Here, I'm looking I'm playing top side. I'm not really going into bot. I think we can do something top here. And play with our Ken. So he's getting ganked, right? But I'm here, so I want to fight this. Nice. Just sort them. If I'm not here, right, that can go way different, because then Warwick is able to get a full CC on the Ken. They can maybe burst him down and do something. But we're here. We're playing around their strong side. It's really, really important. If I make plays, try to force fight around the bot side, now we can maybe be able to, because two are dead. So now we can maybe move over and one Vex top side. And it also makes them very desperate, right? Because they try to make a play, but they played into our strong side. That's the mistake of Timo here. I'm gonna Rift Herald mid. He's making the mistake that he doesn't play for his bot lane. His bot lane is very strong, but they're forced to play 2v3 in the mid lane there. Meanwhile, he's fighting in a 2v2 against one of our two strongest characters in this stage of the game. That's the biggest mistake many in the lower elos make as a jungler. You need to make sure you play for your strength. Super important. Like, it almost looks like I'm getting carried here. And I sort of am, but I'm also enabling them to play well and get the resources they can. He gets the attention that he needs, so that he's able to play those 1v2 fights and 2v2. Really important. So maybe, usually, careful not to overstay in these scenarios, but very nice to get some jungle when we're fine. So that's an overstay, right? I shouldn't have stayed here. It was a bit greedy. I didn't have the correct timing. I get kind of lost when I'm speaking. I kind of lose track of time a little bit. So you need to be very careful about when they can be there. So about like 15 seconds they can be at the wrap off, because they got home guard right at this stage of the game since they died. So again, they're going to be able to be here in 15 seconds. So if they're just spawning, you're probably going to be able to take the wrap off and get out. But if they spawn 5 seconds ago and then you start the wrap off, Probably not going to be able to. So that was my mistake there. I was a bit sloppy there when starting it. So if Drake is up, I'm going to spawn it, even ping it like white, because they might not listen to these pings or even see that I've pinged the dragon in that way. So I usually like to just ping fight the dragon, because it's easier to notice and let him know your game plan. It's really important. Your Maokai is getting engaged on. Always look at the minimap while you're farming. Really make a big difference. Now maybe to be here. It's a free kill. Maybe it didn't have to use my ultimate there, but also don't want to save it and be greedy. That's all we need. We did get 2 kills. We can take Drake. Then we can move into bot side. Take that tower. I'm even gonna ping the tier 2. Let him know I want to play for it. Get Drake there. Oh, we can dive the Vex here. Maokai is very good at diving. Nice, beautiful dive. Hope that my stacks doesn't proc. Nice. So, Blanc says, why are you top? This is a big lesson for laners. And also for junglers too. I could have pinged the danger pings on the Blanc there. I actually considered doing it because, yes, the Blanc is right. Why are you top? Because Drake is up, right? But he got nowhere to play. If he contests this Drake, he's just gonna lose. So now he's at least getting something. He's getting the top tower and a kill on the Blanc. So this is actually the correct play by Team of this time to play for that. That's also good to remember if you're behind as a team. If they make plays with the strong side, make sure you get something in return. Don't always contest. Contest where you're strong. Then you should contest everything, fight everything. If you know you win the fights, then you should match. But if you don't, then you should cross map. Really important. Here, I already got mercs, and so I'm gonna get Warden's Maid to get some army here. I think that's gonna be really important because Tristana is really strong. It's really good into Warwick, and we already have some MR, and therefore I'm gonna get the Warden's Maid. And also, I think I'm gonna take this into Randuin's because Tristana is a full crit, right? And also the Shadow Flame from Vex. Many don't know this, but the Randuin's actually reduces damage from critical strikes. That also goes for magical critical strikes. That's really important. Makes a big difference. It's a huge reduction, so it's actually a very nice one to get when the enemy mages pick. I'm gonna short Q there, but I could get the ult before he enters the bush, because if not, I lose vision. And there the enemy team have actually. So, decent. I made a few mistakes here, which was a bit unfortunate, but in the end, we were able to play around the Teemo. We adapted our game plan. We wanted to play bot side. It's really important. You need to be able to adapt and change it up. Play towards your strengths. Super important. Teemo could have put up a much better fight if he knew what I'm telling you guys right now. If he enabled his Tristana a lot, because she got really fat, right? But she ended up 8-8 because they kept fighting. There were 2v3, 3v3, and they couldn't really get a whole lot done. But Ken, on the other hand, he went from being strong to super duper fed. He's got 14 kills, but Tristana could have done the same if she had the resources, if she had people enabling her to play this game. So that's a really important lesson. Yeah, Teemo kept playing, trying to save the Warwick lane, try to help him out. That's usually a mistake in the jungle. You need to play towards your strength. I hope this was useful. Merry Christmas. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll see you guys next time.